So bro, you gotta tell me, who you gonna ask to go to prom? I'm already knowing you got all the options in the world being a star player. So let me know something.
Man, bro, I'm not gonna be at prom. I got real life bills I gotta pay and it's not getting no cheaper. So I ain't even gonna have the money to get a new suit or nothing. And I gotta work that day.
Aw, dang. I be forgetting you live by yourself. Man, don't even trip. It's probably gonna be lame anyway. You ain't gonna miss nothing. And then plus, she finna go D1. You probably gonna be at all the lit parties on campus anyway.
Boy, Dominique, I tell you, I'm sure gonna miss being your football coach and your teacher. Yeah, man, I mean, when you head off to college, it's gonna be borderline impossible to find another running back as dominant as you were. Makes me almost wish you had a little brother coming along or something. I mean, it's been no secret that you've been our best player for the last 4 years. And don't tell the class, but you're also my favorite student too. But hey man, when you get to college, don't be going all willy-nilly. I need you to be as sharp as you are now. The best student in the classroom and the best player on that field with the hardest work ethic. You just stay true to yourself and you'll be all right.
Hey coach, I appreciate that for real. And you don't gotta worry, I'm gonna stay the same way I am now, just focus on the grind. And just know, even when I make it, I'm gonna always remember everybody that helped me. And you definitely one of those people. My name is Dominique Harper, and my life is all messed up. Well look, I got a few hours to kill until it's time for me to head to work, so I figured I could fill y'all in the meantime. Born and raised in Birmingham, Alabama, I grew up with my pops, DeMarcus Harper, and my mom, Yvette Harper, who unfortunately passed away when I was only 7 years old. Now, of course, this loss was devastating to everyone who knew her because she was the most high-spirited and positive woman you could ever meet. And as we all dealt with this loss differently, my dad definitely handled it the worst way he knew how. See, at this point, he would just want to be left alone every night and get sloppy drunk until eventually he'd fall asleep. And I was too young to understand, so I thought he was just sick. But one day, I felt like he was getting better because he promised to take me to the rec to go play basketball. I mean, I just remember finally feeling happy again for the first time in a long time. I was already thinking about the different moves I was finna pull out on the court, but before we could play, my pops had to get a day pass. And when it was time for him to pay, he realized he had left his wallet in the car. So he told me to wait while he had left to go grab it. Well, hours and hours and hours had passed by and still no sign of him. I was trying to do everything I could to think positive, but even to a 7-year-old kid, it became clear that he was not coming back. So out of concern, the lady working the desk ended up calling the cops. And a few more hours later, after notifying my family, my grandpa came up to the police station and got me. And just like that, he would become my new guardian. Now, my grandpa was real old school and he liked a lot of hands-on work. He didn't believe in paying anyone to do a job for him. Instead, he'd rather do it himself. And with me growing up under his roof, he made sure to instill that in me also. So from all the years that I lived with him is where I would gain my hard work ethic. It was the end of my 8th grade year when my grandpa would get real sick to the point where he was in and out of the hospital. And this is when he figured that he wouldn't be able to watch me and it would be better for me to stay with someone else. So from then on out, I would be living with my aunt Tamika and her no-good boyfriend Brandon. Now look, I figured I could manage because I'm only going to be here for 4 years and then I'm off to college. But living here quickly became a nightmare. I mean, the whole crib was filled with nothing but toxic energy. All they would do was argue, drink, and smoke. Now I was always a good kid growing up, never in trouble. But it seemed like my freshman year, I really turned it up a notch. I was extra locked in. I was focusing on my schoolwork, getting my assignments turned in on time, making straight A's. And outside of school, I was doing anything to stay away from home. Anything that was positive, of course. So I figured I needed an extracurricular activity, so I started to get in shape so I could try out for my football team at my high school. And the rest was history, man. Just like that, I have found my new passion. Something I was good at and could see myself being the greatest. I mean, I was a straight beast out of the gate. At first, I wanted to try out for receiver, but I knew I had a lot of speed, and to be honest, I had a lot of built-up anger also. And I just felt like playing running back would give me the chance to run through people and release everything I've been holding in since I was a kid. So I quickly had changed my mind and decided to try out for a running back. And I mean, obviously, as y'all can see, that was the best decision I made. I mean, by the end of my freshman season, I had multiple D1 offers. And realizing that I had the chance to really change my life, football became my main focus. And consistently up until my junior season of high school, I was putting on a clinic, receiving offers from schools like Florida, Georgia, Auburn, Bama, man, you name it, I had it. But one summer evening going into my senior year, I overheard my aunt having a conversation.
I could care less about this boy. Do you think that I took him in out of the kindness of my heart? Because you are sadly mistaken. If I wasn't getting paid the whole time he's been here, he could have been on the streets for all I cared. He is not my son nor my responsibility. To be honest, he wasn't nothing but another paycheck.
Nah, don't get me wrong. I know me and my aunt ain't like buddy or nothing, but hearing her talk about me like that still broke my heart nevertheless. So that same day without notice, I packed up and left. And maybe it wasn't the most logical thing to do to some of y'all, but I mean, to be honest, I had no regrets. Thankfully, my grandpa ended up getting me a car for my 17th birthday. I mean, it was nothing crazy, just a 2008 Camry, but for a little while, this will become my new home. I mean, I had nowhere else to go, so this is where I was sleeping and everything. And I would just take my showers in the locker room at the school. Now, even though I was making a way, I couldn't live like this for too long. And after filling out plenty of applications online, I finally got a call back. I was able to get me a cool little stocking job at Walmart, making $14 an hour, and I know it don't sound life-changing, but for me, it definitely was. Now, of course, I was working part-time because as y'all know, I got school and I'm a student athlete. But after saving up enough checks, my next step was the biggest step I had made yet. Since I was under the legal age to live on my own, I had to go to court in order for me to get emancipated. For those of y'all who don't know what that is, basically your guardian signs papers allowing you to live on your own. And in my case, it would be my aunt signing the papers. And since she ain't want me there anyway, it was no problem for her to sign them. So after pleading all my reasons that I need to live on my own to the judge, she then let me know that I could do so. And a few weeks later, I was moving into my own spot. Now, like I said earlier, I'm only making $14 an hour, working part-time, so of course my crib ain't that pretty. I had no money for furniture or nothing, so I've been sleeping on a mattress on the floor since I've been here. Now, y'all can look at the apartment and tell it's ran down, but I mean, it's better than sleeping in my car, at least to me. And I only gotta lay here getting bid up for a few months anyway until I graduate, so I think I can make it. My senior season of football finally rolled around, and don't get me wrong, I was still putting up some decent numbers, but if I'm being honest, everything took a slight decline. Still doing my thing, but I wasn't as productive as I was my first 3 seasons of high school football. I didn't lose any offers, but some of those schools did start showing less interest, barely reaching out to me like they used to do, and it became clear that they probably moved on or they didn't feel like I was that same threat. And the reason it seemed like I took a step back was because at first, like I said, football was my main priority, but now that I'm living on my own, it's hard to give all my time to one thing, especially when I got a job. But I still been trying to do the best I can to try to balance it out. Like for example, even outside of school, I've been hitting the gym heavy. Every slight bit of free time I get, this is where I'm at putting in work. And then came decision day, man, where I finally decide which college I'm gonna go to. Now, sadly, after me slowing down like I told y'all, I wouldn't be going to no 5-star program anymore because they're now uninterested. So my top 3 schools was OSU, Kansas, and Georgia Tech. Yes, sir, y'all boys, man. Y'all see it. Your boy is now a Kansas Jayhawk. Finally landed out here in Kansas, and compared to where I came from, the spot they put me in is luxury. Yeah, man, I could get used to this. I'm enjoying it already. But this is not what we out here for. We out here to put in that work. But to my surprise, I came in as a 3rd halfback on the depth chart. But pretty early, I was able to compete for the halfback 2 position. And as y'all can see, I proved myself enough and I won that with no problem. And on the 4th week of the season, I was able to compete once again, but this time for halfback 1. And yes, sir, man, your boy is now the starting halfback taking on West Virginia in week 4. Let's get it, y'all boys. Hey, look, y'all know this is a big moment for your boy. I just won that starting halfback position, and I'm not trying to lose it in the first game of the season. So I got to prove to coach that he made the right decision, and I plan to do nothing less. And as I said before, we are up against West Virginia. My first handoff in college football goes straight into a brick wall. I try to make something work, but it don't. 3rd and 2, in order to keep the drive going, I try to bend that corner, but I do not get near enough. He is stopped short of the line. Score's not 3-3. QB's gonna go my way in the flat. I cut up field, get past some defenders, and pick up some much needed yards. Very next play, right outside the 10, I got my mindset on 6. Going head up with the safety, I hurdle, bro, and get into that end zone for my first touchdown of my career. Stop playing, man. First touchdown is a complete highlight. I hurdled the mess out of bro. Score is now 6-10 and we up. Coming out of the backfield, the quarterback gonna go my way. I get past that 30 and keep my feet moving for extra yards. Third quarter, I currently got 19 rushing yards, but that B gap is wide open, and I'm able to make something shake out of this one. Very next play, I get some good blocking in the front, taking it to the outside, and I'm able to pick up a gain of 6 before being brought down. Another outside handoff. This play almost got blown up, but thank God I'm fast. Broke out of a tackle before stepping out of bounds. Before you know it, we facing a 3rd and goal outside the 10. My fullback and right tackle is doing a great job of blocking, allowing me to get enough space to get into that end zone for my 2nd of the season, man. Up 17-6 late in the 3rd quarter. A simple draw play. I break out of one tackle and pick up a good amount of yards before being brought down. Haven't really been able to break one for a huge amount of yards, but I keep consistently finding some open spaces, picking up a gain of 9 right here. Inside the 10, coach want to put the ball in my hands, and I get us another touchdown, man. What a debut for me. Your boy is balling out, I can't lie. And just like that, we go 4-0, beating West Virginia with the final score being 27-6. I finished the game with 117 rushing yards off 28 attempts and 3 touchdowns.
No doubt about it. They made the play.
Right back at home wearing our brand new alternates. Coming off a good game, but I'm looking to go out here and make a real statement. And we are up against Cincinnati. 2nd and 7, coming out the backfield. I wish he would have hit me in stride. But regardless, I do make the catch, cutting upfield, breaking out of a tackle before being brought down outside the 50. 4th and 2, man, and coach got all the trust in me, and I do not let him down, breaking off for a big gain, getting us that 1st down and more. Very next play, my O-line is doing a great job at blocking. I got a wide open gap, and I'm going to take full advantage. Coming out the backfield again, QB got his eyes on me, and he going to throw a bad pass. I'm not going to lie, I did call for it, so it low-key is my fault, but at the end of the day, he the quarterback. They go up 7-0 with 20 seconds left in the 1st quarter. I'm breaking out of one tackle, keeping my feet moving and fighting for some extra yards, picking up a gain of 8. 30 inches trying to fight for that 1st down, but I get stopped short. They go up 14-0. A-gap is wide open. I get past one defender and pick up a gain of 10 before being brought down. Trying the right side again, and I get some more good blocks, picking up 2 back-to-back 10-yard gains.
Well, obviously the offense went.
Minute left in the half, still trying to find our first points of the game. Again, the O-line is blocking to perfection, giving me some room to pick up some big yards. 1st and goal, running to the outside and cutting it back in. I nearly get into that end zone, but I'm stopped right outside. On the 3rd and goal, we're going with a screen pass. It's going to go my way. I get caught up on my defender, but I'm able to break loose and get a touchdown, man. Scoring our first 6 points of the game. 3rd quarter, and Cincinnati goes up 21-7, but I've been shredding them boys on the ground, and I do it once again, picking up over 20 yards. The score is now 28-14 with 3 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Coming out the backfield again, I don't know what the defense was doing, but I am wide open all the way downfield for a huge reception. Sadly, we didn't score, but we got the ball back with a minute left in the 4th quarter. And once again, I'm left wide open. QB delivers a dot my way, and we get into that end zone again. Not going to make much of a difference, but at least it was a nice play. So we would go on to lose for the 1st time this season, with the final score being 28-21. It was hard on everybody, but the season ain't over. We got a lot of games to play. And I finished this game with 88 receiving yards and 107 rushing yards off 17 attempts, with 2 touchdowns on top. And as y'all can see, this performance was well enough for me to win the Big 12 Offensive Player of the Week. With a 4-1 record, we are now stepping into the home of the UFC night, looking to go out here and get things right back on track. My first handoff for the game, and I put in a whole lot of work breaking tackles to only pick up a gain of 1. Lined up in the slot on the very next play, this is a complete bust by the defense, letting me get wide open. I break out of 1 tackle, 2 tackles, getting past that 20, that 10, and making my way into the end zone for my 1st of the game, man. Let's get it. And before y'all start getting skeptical, yes, man, we are playing on Heisman difficulty as always. So we up 7-0, UFC does not score. My 2nd handoff of the game is complete night and day from my 1st one, picking up some big yards. 4th and 2, and with me in the backfield, coach feel good with our chances. As y'all can see, he made the right decision with me picking up a gain of 13. Very next play, we got an outside handoff, but I'm cutting it back inside, slipping out of one tackle, picking up another huge chunk of yards, man. Let's go. Trying to put the ball into the air. I'm fading out to the end zone. At the top of my route, I end up coming back to the ball. He gonna throw a dot my way. I thought I caught it with a foot in, but it's gonna be short. Slot receiver starting off in motion. The score is now 10-14. I'm coming out the backfield once again, trying to get us in the field goal range before half, and I do so. But by the third quarter, the game is tied up 17-17 as I break out of one tackle and fight for a gain of around 13. I'm not gonna lie, I'm starting to like this angle better because I can see the field more. And as y'all can see, man, I break another one loose for a nice gain.
When you can generate explosive plays by running the football, you gotta
3rd and 5 later that drive, and I'm open. QB's gonna deliver my way, and y'all see I'm fighting for that extra yards, trying to get that first, and I do. 4th quarter, the score is now tied 24-24. Trying to put a slow, methodical drive together as I grab 10 yards. Read option, and Jalen Daniels is gonna keep it instead of handing it off to me. And at the worst time of the game, he gonna fumble the rock. Defense recovers, and they get a good return out of it. Going back to a play that we like to run heavy, I'm coming out of the flat again. Not sticking to my route, I'm just getting open, trying to get inside field goal range, and I do. Hopefully we can just tie this game up with 5 seconds left. But we had no timeouts left, causing us to lose our second game in a row by 3. But I had a huge productive day, finishing with 140 receiving yards, 172 rushing yards for 27 attempts, and 1 touchdown. Right back on the road, and we trying to stay away from turning this into a losing streak. We done already lost 2 games back to back. And as y'all can see, we are up against the Texas Tech Red Raiders. We get started on our first drive. This is our second drive. QB handed off to me. I'm getting shifty, but I end up fumbling the rock. The first fumble of my college career, and the defense is going to recover it.
I love those smashes where you can hear it up here. Goodness gracious, you can.
And I'm not going to lie, seeing them celebrate the turnover pissed me off. But it's all good because we're going to get it back in blood. They go and score a field goal. But my very next handoff, man, I told y'all I was going to get it back in blood, and look what I do. Breaking into the open field, and ain't nobody going to catch me, man. Putting us on the board for our first 6 of the game. A 73-yard touchdown, man. Let's get it. 2nd and 3, and I definitely like this angle a lot more. I can see the field a lot better as I get past that first level of defense and break off for a huge gain, being brought down past that 50. Few plays later, we putting that ball in the air. I get behind that first level of defense and sit in the middle. QB throws a dot my way. I run right through that safety and get past that 10.
Finally corralled, but not before. He picked up the first down.
Well, the offense is humming now, and you're seeing.
3rd quarter, the score is now 10-3. I'm lined up on the outside. I got to get up to make this catch, and I do, getting us at a 1st and goal. 3rd and goal, I get my number called again, and I get us into that end zone, capping this drive off with another touchdown.
He noses his way into the end zone.
Another rushing touchdown. That's now 2 on the game. This offense thought they could come into this one running the ball, being the more.
Up 17-3 with a minute left in the 3rd quarter. QB goes my way again. I see a lot of open field, and I take full advantage, trucking another defender, but he's able to nudge me out of bounds. A few plays later, sneaking out the backfield, he's going to deliver a dot to me across the middle, and I'm able to keep my legs moving and get into that end zone, stretching out that lead against Texas Tech. So we finally get things back on track with the final score being 27-10. The boy's starting to get comfortable, and it shows with 142 rushing yards off 22 attempts and 3 touchdowns, averaging almost 7 yards per carry. 8th game of the season, rocking that all black, looking like we mean business, and that's because we do, man. We facing our in-state rivals. Yes, indeed, we are up against Kansas State. My first handoff of the game gets shut down after a gain of 2, and before you know it, we walking off the field after a failed 3rd down. Kansas goes down and scores, and on the 3rd and 2 again, I end up taking the handoff this time, getting that first down with ease, breaking out a tackle before being brought down outside the 50. Very next play, we got an inside handoff again, and almost get blown up, but I'm able to pick up 6 out of this one. But then my boy Jalen Daniels is going to drop back and throw a complete dot to the defense, giving them the ball right back. And at the end of the 1st quarter, the score is 14-0. Start of the 2nd quarter, look at the left tackle doing some great blocking, man. I get some open space and turn it into a big game. Coming out the backfield, Jalen Daniels ain't going to waste no time giving it to me. I run right past that linebacker, pick up some good yards before being pushed out of bounds before that 20. Pay attention to the balance, man. This would have been blown up if I didn't have great balance, and I'm able to break out of it and pick up a gain of 9. Finally, at a 3rd and goal, he handed the ball off to me, and I get us our first 6 of the game.
This offense.
But But they go down and score again, making it 21-7. But as y'all can see, I'm slicing and dicing through that line, picking up a big gain of 20. Jalen faking the handoff and checking it down to me, and I'm able to cut loose and get us a gain of 10. Coming out the flat again, he gonna deliver my way. And y'all see I got a lot of open space. I'm gonna run straight through that safety again for another touchdown, man. Let's go. I told y'all this is how I release my stress. Third quarter now, and the score is 21-14. Looking to even this game out. I have been killing them on the ground game, and I do it once again, almost getting to that end zone. Second and goal, and I don't know how they have not caught on yet, but I get another touchdown for quick and easy pitch and catch. They go down and kick a field goal, making it 24-21. I currently have over 100 yards in both receiving and running. And out here, the atmosphere is going crazy, man. After taking off for another huge run.
Because with the score what it is right now, everything is at your disposal.
First play coming back from the 2-minute warning. We threatening inside the red zone. I do get enough to get us a first and goal, but I'm not getting into that end zone just yet. But Jalen Daniels will throw a dot to the tight end, getting us a touchdown and giving us that lead. But sadly, in the Sunflower Showdown, man, we ended up leaving them boys too much time on the clock, and they turned that time into points, scoring another touchdown, giving them the win. And with that, we would take another loss for our third time this season. But as for me, I finished the game with 114 receiving yards and 148 rushing yards for 3 touchdowns. And with that performance, I ended up winning Big 12 Offensive Player of the Week again for my second time. Now look, life in Kansas so far has been nothing short of exciting. And as y'all know, I was dead broke. Like when I had left Alabama for college, I had around $200 to my name. But it seemed like as soon as I got on campus, I immediately had money falling in my lap. Apparently, when you're a highly anticipated recruit coming out of high school, those endorsement deals be waiting on you. So even though I showed up on campus broke, that did not last long at all. Now back on the football side of things, I've been performing at a higher level than many people expected, especially as a freshman. And in no time, I soon became the talk around town. Everybody referred to me as the next big star. And now that I got a little bread, I felt like it was only right for me to live up to that title. Now, most people would advise me to take care of my money and save it. But just for a second, put yourself in my shoes. I mean, I was just living out of my car. And after that, I moved into basically a trap house. And in order for me to take over the role of a superstar, I had to make some quick adjustments and upgrades. So there I was at the mall. I felt like it was smart for me to update my wardrobe first. Yeah, I wanted people to see me, and even if they don't know who I am, they just know I'm important. Now, y'all name one celebrity that don't got a chain. Exactly, there ain't none. And if I was gonna be taken serious, I would have to give me some ice. So Icebox was the first place I went. But on second thought, after seeing those price tags that look like phone numbers, I quickly realized that the chain could wait. I mean, yeah, the brand deals pay pretty good, but not this good. So either I buy a new chain and start for a few months, or just wait until I got it like that and maybe go get one from one of those booths in the middle of the mall. The next store I visited was Dior. Now, when I used to live with my grandpa, every once in a while he would give me the new J. But I've never owned any designer. But again, if I want to be taken serious, I gotta be seen rocking high fashion. But after trying on a few fits, man, I just realized it was not me. This just wasn't my style, and I sure wasn't finna spend 5 bands on a fit I don't even like. Now, after 2 failed attempts, I decided to just go to a store that I'm familiar with, which was Foot Locker. And finally, I found some stuff that I liked. And to make things even better, I knew it wasn't gonna break the bank. Now, after spending around $700 and some change, I finally felt like my wardrobe was upgraded. And I'm glad I didn't blow all my bread because I had bigger fish to fry. If y'all remember from my last episode, I told y'all that my grandpa got me a 2008 Camry. And if I'm gonna be a true superstar, I cannot be caught riding around in this. So I did use a chunk of that money for a down payment on a new whip. Yes, sir, man, your boy is not riding around in the 2022 Dodge Charger Hellcat. And I ain't gonna lie, this is probably my best upgrade yet. And last but not least, man, most star players got a loyal queen by their side. You know, like LeBron and Savannah, Steph and Aisha, Travis Hunter and... never mind. But y'all know what I mean, and thankfully I met a 10 out of 10 on campus. Her name is Azaria. She a senior, and as y'all know, I'm a freshman. But that's all good, because all that means is that she more mature. And I ain't trying to sound delusional or nothing, being that we barely know each other, but I feel like she got real potential on being the one for me. Now that I'm living like a superstar in my everyday life, there's only one more thing left for me to do, which is to go out on that field and play like one. And judging off of how I've been performing here lately, that shouldn't be too hard of a task for me. 8th game of the season with a 5-3 record. We're up against Oklahoma State. Now look, man, I advise y'all to watch all the games because y'all know I'm a walking highlight. First play of the game, we starting off with a jet sweep with me taking the touch pass. Would y'all look at the way they blocking for your boy, man? Look at that. First play of the game, we taking off for a huge run. Trucking the defender before being brought down past that 20, man. Let's get it. Very next play, I'm coming out the backfield and Jalen Daniels is going to go my way. I got one person to beat. I put my shoulder into his chest, but he's able to get me down. 3 plays back-to-back with the ball in my hands, and this time I'm able to get into that end zone for our first touchdown of the game, making it look easy against that Oklahoma State defense.
They wanted to turn the page after losing their last game, so how about...
Let's go ahead and get this out the way, man. Yes, we are on Heisman. OSU does not score. I'm cutting through that A-gap with ease, getting us inside the red zone plus more, being brought down 2 yards short. We get backed up a little bit, facing the 3rd and goal. I'm open in the middle for another touchdown, man. Let's go. Starting another drive off in great field position. OSU still hasn't scored. I'm running through defenders, picking up good yards. Score is now 20-0. We're up big with a minute left in the half. And y'all see I'm lowering my shoulder, putting people in the dirt. Now this is what you call a grown man run. Running through everybody for a big game. 21 seconds in the half. We are now inside the red zone, and I'm going to put a cap on this drive, scoring my 3rd touchdown of the game. 3rd quarter now, and this game is basically wraps with the score being 27-0, but I do not slow down, breaking more tackles for another good game. And after scoring again, coach took out the starters for the rest of the game, and we were able to shut out OSU with the final score being 37-0. I had a real good day with 132 receiving yards and 115 rushing yards for 3 touchdowns. Coming off a huge win, we couldn't feel no better going up against Arizona. Arizona starts off with the ball but doesn't score. My first handoff of the game goes for a good 13 yards. Moving down that field slowly but surely. My second rush of the game, I hit the outside and I see a whole lot of green grass. Run through that blue jersey, getting past that 10 before I step out. Much like our last game, we got on that board quick on the first drive with me running the ball in for our first touchdown of the game. Arizona still don't score, and I know what to expect when that receiver start off in motion. I'm coming out the backfield, and Jalen throws a dot my way for a huge gain. Before you know it, we inside the 5 at a 3rd and goal, and I get my second touchdown of the game.
And the running back gets his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game. You want to continue.
Up 14-0 against Arizona. That A-gap is wide open off the handoff. I take full advantage, and ain't nobody going to be able to lay a finger on me as I make my way into the end zone for a huge rushing touchdown, man. Very next drive, the score is now 21-0. My center is doing some great blocking. That A-gap is open again. Taking off for another huge run, and we get into that end zone for my 4th of the game. Hey, man, I'm feeling unstoppable right now.
I think there were a lot of doubters that wondered how this...
3rd quarter, and we finna nearly put up 200 rushing yards. I take off for another big game, breaking tackles, being brought down a yard short. We are now up 31-0. I don't even know why coach got us in, but look at that stiff arm, bro, went flying. But I'm breaking tackles and getting us that first down on the 3rd and long. Jalen Daniels is going to throw another dot to me out the backfield. I'm going to truck one defender, but he's able to get me out. Down inside the red zone, I'm just looking to get open, and I do. For my 5th overall touchdown and my first receiving touchdown of the game.
Quick strike through the air for the score. They extend this lead, and it looks as if they are going to make it 2 wins in a row.
Another shutout victory. The final score ended up being 38-0. And I had my breakthrough game this season with 247 rushing yards for 5 touchdowns.
It's like how many? How many can I win by?
All right, y'all boys, we stepping into some real competition now. We up against Iowa State. Y'all know they always a good team, and this time they rank. But if y'all take a look, we are now also ranked at number 21 with a 7-3 record, and Iowa State has the same record, ranked number 18. Very next play coming out the flat, Jalen gonna look my way. I bring that one in, slip out of one tackle before being brought down for a gain of 6. Before you know it, we facing the 3rd down. At a 3rd and 2, I'm lined up against that linebacker, which is what we like to see, and I get that first down and more. Starting this game off looking more like a receiver than a halfback. QB gonna look for me again and deliver a dot my way. I truck one defender before being brought down inside the 20. 2nd and 10, I got my mindset on 6. I see a crease and I get pretty close before being brought down. 3rd and goal after being stopped short twice. Finally getting to that end zone for our first of the game.
We need touchdowns, and that's a great job executing down here near the goal line.
Iowa scores a field goal, and on this next drive, I'm trying to block, but I get knocked down. And when I get back up, I accidentally call for the ball. He throws it my way. It winds up being fumbled, and I can't recover it, but the defense does. Luckily, they don't score, and it's still 7-3. Yeah, I seen I can run people over, but I also get shifty, snatching 2 ankles. The way I refuse to go down need to be studied, man. Spinning out of 1 tackle, spinning out of 2, breaking the 3rd tackle before being brought down. Putting together a good drive. I'm able to get away from 1 off the handoff, find the crease and take off, bulldoze my way to a gain of 9. Facing the 4th and goal, and coach want to go for it, but we keep it simple, coming at the backfield for an easy pitch and score. Iowa State doesn't score. We trying to stretch that lead before halftime. With 20 seconds left, he throw a dot my way, getting us at that 30. Very next play, we going with the handoff. I'm slicing and dicing through that defense, picking up some good yards on the ground before being brought down. 3rd quarter now, and the score is 17-6. I managed to get past 2 tackles and take off and get past that 20. 3rd and goal, they're going to put the ball in my hand, looking to convert that first down, but I'm 2 yards short. Now up 20-6. Iowa State is having trouble scoring, but we moving the ball down the field, as y'all can see. They're throwing another down my way for a huge gain. A few plays later, we going with the RPO. Instead of the handoff, he throws it off somebody's helmet, and it winds up getting intercepted. They did score, but thankfully they did not have enough time. We drain out the clock and win the game. The final score being 20-13. Finish this game with 121 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns.
I think there were a lot of eyeballs watching this.
Getting into our last games of the season, man. 12th game. We are currently ranked number 15 going up against Utah. First drive of the game, I'm leaking out the flat. Jalen Daniels is going to throw a pass my way. Take off with a full head of steam, trucking 1 defender before being brought down right outside the 40. Before you know it, we facing the 3rd and 3. I'm taking my 3rd handoff of the game. Easily get past that first down, breaking tackles on my way to a huge gain. Again, with me coming out the flat, he gonna throw another pass my way for a touchdown, giving us that early lead. Sneaking out the backfield again, that safety got to make a decision. And I'm wide open, but he gets hit as he throws. So the pass is short and then winds up getting intercepted. They capitalize off of that turnover, going down and tying the game up 7-7. I'm slipping through tackles and picking up another big gain. Headed straight to the end zone on the go route out the backfield. And without me calling for it, he going to throw it my way, and it winds up getting intercepted for his 2nd of the game. And to make matters worse, nobody on the offense going to get a finger on him, and he makes his way back for a pick 6. After throwing 2 interceptions and 1 of them being a pick 6, coach still wants Jalen to put the ball in the air, and he does going my way, being brought down just outside of the 40. 2nd and 20, that defense is going to get to the quarterback real easy, and Utah is giving us a problem, I can't lie. Facing the 3rd and 17, I was supposed to stay fading out to the right, but instead I cut back inside, and I'm able to get us that first down and keep this drive going. And y'all know it was only a matter of time before I broke one. Some great blocks, man. I take off down a wide open seam and get to that end zone, tying this game up.
Nice job putting the drive together. Nice job punctuating the end.
3rd quarter, and they're now up 21 to our 14. I'm coming out the slot, he gonna hit me on the slant for a first down. 2nd and 9, sneaking past my O-line, the QB gonna hit me on the check down, and I get that first down and more. But before you know it, we facing the 3rd down. Again, I'm the quarterback safety valve, just getting open to pick up that first down, and that's exactly what I do. Down inside the red zone, facing another 3rd down with seconds left in the 3rd. I'm gonna squeeze my way into that end zone and tie the game up again.
And they take it in for 6 more points.
2 minutes left in the 4th. They're now up a field goal with the score being 24-21. This whole thing ain't just about me, man. Look at my tight end making a huge play when it mattered most. Very next play, they gonna hand the ball off to me, taking the C gap, cutting to the outside. Oh my gosh, look at that stiff arm, fighting my way into the end zone. And all I do is produce highlights, man. Stop playing with your boy.
And this is a running back, guys, that gets better as the
Sorry, man, we're gonna have to watch that replay again. The stiff arm was crazy. We lifted him off the ground, man. Stop playing. Up 4 points with a minute left in the fourth quarter. We are facing the 3rd and 7, and I'm able to convert that first down, trying to close this game out. And after fighting hard against a real good team, and we finally get that win with the final score being 28-24. And as y'all just watched, man, your boy balled out with 137 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns.
The season didn't go exactly how they wanted it to go. But
last game of our regular season, and as y'all can see, we are up against the Baylor Bears, as we are now ranked number 11. Our first drive, we end up facing the 3rd and 8, and I don't know who he was trying to give it to, but it winds up incomplete, forcing a 3 and out. They go and score a touchdown, making it 7-0. I get my first handoff of the game and pick up a gain of 13. If y'all haven't realized it yet, I could very well play receiver if I really wanted to. Remember, I told y'all that's what I was going to try out for in high school first. And y'all can see why as the QB connects with me for a huge game. But we end up facing the 3rd down, and on the option, he decides to keep it, and that gets shut down well behind the line. Baylor doesn't score, so it remains 3-7. Coming at the backfield, QB goes my way, and I get us close to that end zone, but I'm brought down short. But it's all good because that very next play, we finally find the end zone, getting us our first touchdown of the game and giving us the lead. Baylor goes down and takes the lead again, making it 14-10. I'm cutting the inside. Jalen gonna find me. And at a 3rd and 6, I'm able to convert that first down, keeping this drive alive. I ain't gonna lie, Baylor been containing the run pretty well. But this time I finally find the crease and I take full advantage, picking up a huge gain on the ground, nearly getting into that end zone, being brought down inside the 10. Third and goal, we're going to try to force our way in there, but they stopped me just short. 3rd quarter now, we are now up 2 points with the score being 16-14. I find some space hitting the outside and take off for a huge gain, being brought down inside the 30. Jalen connected with a receiver to get us another touchdown, making it 23-14. The next drive, and he passes it to halfback 2 in the flat, and he winds up fumbling the rock, and the defense is going to recover. Luckily, they don't score. A minute left in the fourth. We're trying to kill the clock with the ground game. Finally, we kneel out the clock, taking the win with the score being 23-14. Just like that, we are now Big Ten champions. I finished the game with 100 receiving yards and 150 rushing yards for 1 touchdown. Now, as y'all know, your boy put together a pretty memorable freshman season, and along with that came some awards. Starting off with the Walter Camp Award, Sean Alexander Award, the Maxwell Award, Doak Walker Award, First Team All-Big 12, First Team All-American, Freshman All-Big 12, and Freshman All-American. And in the first round of the playoffs, we'll be taking on number 7 ranked SMU. Starting with the pass game early, I'm coming out the flat and Jalen Daniels is going to look my way. And just like that, I'm able to get us a gain of 11. Very next play with me sneaking out the backfield again, he going to look down the middle and connect with me on back-to-back big receptions. Keeping this drive moving, I'm finding the gap in the defense, flipping out of some tackles before being brought down inside the 30. We end up having to settle for a field goal, and so does SMU. Game is tied 3-3, and that A-gap cannot get any more open, attacking the gap and making a big play. Very next play, Jalen Daniels looking underneath, next with me across the middle, and again, I pick up some big yards. First play of the second quarter, I'm trying to put a cap on this drive, getting past the line, breaking through tackles, stiff-arming defenders, and being brought down right outside the 5, man. Let's get it. Very next play, the safety sticking with me, so I cut back inside and get open to get that first touchdown of the game.
As they put 6 more on the board.
Hey, this running back's going to show you he can be a receiver as well. He's just not back there running.
SMU goes and ties the game up. We're facing a 3rd and 13. I'm going deep coming at the backfield, and it's going to be deflected, putting us at a 4th down, forcing us to punt the ball. 3rd quarter now, and slowly SMU is breaking away with the score being 24-10. But y'all know your boy is not finna let up, man. Fighting until I see some open field, and I take off, completely leaving everybody in the dust and making my way into the end zone for my 2nd of the game. They don't score. It's now the 4th quarter. The score is now 17-24. Slipping out of tackles and picking up some much-needed yards. Very next play, I'm taking the handoff. Looking to tie this game up, I'm going to lower my pass and run straight through that safety's chest, getting us inside the red zone, man. And leaving the ball in number 6's hands, we know he's going to come up with a big play, and he does, throwing it to the tight end for a touchdown.
Touchdown, Kansas.
SMU is up a field goal with 30 seconds left. At a 4th down, I'm able to convert in hopes of getting us inside field goal range. 10 seconds left in the fourth quarter. I'm taking off downfield. Everybody's on a go route. But Jalen leaves me too much, forcing me to dive for it. And since I couldn't get no yards after the catch, the clock ended up running down to 0, and we would end up losing to SMU in game 1 of the playoff, putting the end to our season. But I still had a really good game with 123 receiving yards and 147 rushing yards off of only 14 rushing attempts and 2 touchdowns. And that right there is how my freshman season unfolded, y'all boys. I think it's fair to assume that I put all of college football on notice, and I'll definitely have a lot of eyes on me going into my sophomore season. So after having a dominant freshman season and putting up numbers that honestly nobody expected, I felt like it was only right to take out some of that time out of the 4 weeks off we get and enjoy myself a nice vacation. You know, kind of like a gift to myself for the blood, sweat, and tears I put in. And as y'all might have seen from the intro, I did not in fact go on this vacation alone. So if y'all remember, in my second episode, I went on a date with this girl named Azaria. And after getting to know each other more, we ended up making things official. So as y'all could guess, with the way things were going in football and the way things were going in my personal life, I was at an all-time high. But you know how the story goes, man. When you feel like nothing could possibly go wrong, it seemed like something always happened that make you take a step back. And while I was out enjoying my vacation, I ended up getting a phone call from one of my cousins. Now, if y'all been keeping up with me for a while, then y'all know how my family situation is. But if y'all are new, let's just say I'm not a very family-oriented person. So getting a phone call at a random time like this was very unexpected, so I just knew it had to be something serious. And well, that's when he proceeded to tell me that my grandpa had passed away. Now, as y'all could assume, as soon as I got the news, my vacation was cut short and I had to head back home to Birmingham. And man, to be honest, this ain't even feel real. I couldn't even bring myself to believe that he actually gone. Again, if y'all been watching for a while, then y'all know that my granddad was the only person in my family that treated me like family. I mean, he raised me for the most part of my life until he got sick, and that's when I had to go stay with my aunt, and I mean, y'all know how that went down. On the same night of the funeral, when we got back to the hotel, I was up all night. I just had a lot going through my mind, a lot of heavy thinking. One thing that kept replaying in my head was my grandpa's favorite saying. He used to always tell me to not wait for the light, but be the one who strikes the match. And I felt like that phrase replaying in my mind over and over again was a sign for me to make a change. See, I had been trying to decide, do I stay at Kansas where I'm comfortable, or do I expand my horizon and try to become more of a bigger superstar than I already am? Now, there was one school on my radar that I knew could take me to the next level of superstardom. I honestly felt like everything would improve if I transferred to this program. Felt like I could be more of a weapon on the offense, my brand exposure would go through the roof, and y'all already know they offering me a bag. And to me, that was enough for me to make my decision, and your boy Dominique Harper is now an Oregon Duck. One thing I knew for sure when I got to Oregon was that I was not going to be staying on campus. And thankfully, I was able to find a nice apartment about 15 minutes away. You know, nothing too crazy, just enough space for me and my girl. She just graduated college and she decided to come along with me instead of staying back home in Kansas. But anyways, after putting up all the decorations, the spot really began to come together. I definitely felt like I'd be able to stay here for the next couple of years comfortably until, of course, it's time for me to enter my name into the draft. See, everybody deals with losing a family member differently. And well, this time, the way I was dealing with it was by shutting everything out. I mean, I felt like all I had outside of Azaria was football. So that's where I put all my energy. I was hitting the gym like crazy. I mean, at this point in my life, this was the only way I could find peace. And I really wish that I could have enjoyed my transfer to Oregon, knowing that this is a really big step in my football career. But, I mean, I just wasn't in the right headspace. And I haven't felt this level of depression since the day my mom passed back when I was 7 years old. I would end every workout sitting in the locker room drenched in sweat just thinking. Knew it wouldn't be healthy for me to start my sophomore season with a cloud over my head. So at this point, I'm just trying to think of anything positive, anything that would put a smile on my face, but nothing came to mind. Now, Azaria, she deserved a round of applause. She understood what state I was in. She understood I didn't feel like talking and she didn't force me to. It was multiple times that I didn't even have an appetite, and if it wasn't for her, I probably wouldn't have ate that day. She would just sit beside me and chill, just reassuring me that she's always by my side in case I need someone to talk to. And this felt foreign to me, but in a good way, because in the past, if I was going through something, I had nobody to turn to. But just as well as I knew I had to get myself back on track, she knew the same thing. Well, one day she told me to get dressed because her parents came out here to Oregon to visit, and she said we were supposed to go out to dinner with them. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I was low-key irritated when she told me that because she know I'm not in the mood. She know I'm going through something right now, so why would she invite me to dinner with her parents knowing they gonna want to talk? But regardless, I got dressed and we was on our way. But to my surprise, when we got there, it was not her parents we was having dinner with. If he looked familiar to y'all, then that's because this is my high school coach. He was also in my first episode, if y'all remember. Man, Azaria outdid herself with this one. Apparently, she got in contact with my old high school coach, told him what was going on, and flew him out here to Oregon to talk to me. And that's exactly what he did, man. We had a great conversation, and for the first time since my grandpa passed, I was able to finally smile for once. And I can't lie, man, this was the best gift I've gotten in a long time. After speaking with my high school coach, I finally started to get things back on track, and I felt like now I'll be able to start my sophomore season off the right way. Yes, sir, man. First game of my sophomore season at a completely new program. And it's hitting different already, man. Y'all see that tunnel entrance? Stadium is at full capacity. Yeah, my boy, I could get used to this. For the first game of the season, we are up against Boise State. Hey man, my first play here at Oregon is one I would like to forget, running into a brick wall for a loss of 1. Before you know it, we facing a 3rd and 10. I pick up a gain of 3, which is not enough to move the chain. Boise State go up 3, and we got some concerned fans because your boy can't even convert on a 3rd and inches. I'm gonna have to lock in. It's all good because on that 4th and 1, coach want to keep the ball in my hands. I easily grab that first down and a few more. And I'm slowly starting to get a rhythm with a handoff at a 2nd and 1, picking up a gain of 9. A few plays later, at a 2nd and 7, he gonna get a ball to me again. It's a wide open gap. I take some ankles as I pick up a gain of 17.
The stop is made, but this offense is threatening 1st and goal from the 9.
A touchdown pass to Decorian Moore will give us that 7-3 lead. QB goes my way on the screen pass. I get set up with some great blocks and pick up a huge gain before being brought down.
Got him free for a big gainer to the 43.
Back-to-back big plays. Your boy's starting to warm up, as y'all can see, breaking through that line and picking up a gain of 11. Another touchdown pass will make it 14-3, and we right back in the red zone. I would get my first 6 of the game with my first 6 at Oregon. We are now up 21-3 in the 3rd quarter. Outside handoff, and I'm able to bend the corner, getting past that 20, running straight through a defender before being brought down outside the 10. That last drive ends in a field goal. Boise State makes it 10-24. It don't even matter, man, because I break one tackle and the floodgates is wide open. I'm taking off. Ain't nobody going to be able to lay a finger on me. Getting past that 20, that 10, and hopping into the end zone for my second 6 of the game, man. Let's get it. Score is now 13-31, but much like last year, man, even if we got a big lead, I'm not going to slow down. See, I got 194 rushing yards. I might as well break 200. It looked like I'm going to do that running straight through defenders being brought down inside the 10. 208 rushing yards, and now I'm not done as I find the end zone again for my 3rd of the game.
And the beatdown has ensued.
First game of the season goes exactly how we planned, with the final score being 45-20. And y'all seen it started off shaky, but I started to heat up, ending the game with 247 rushing yards, 4 touchdowns off 31 attempts. Second game of the season against FCS Northwest, and as y'all can see, this starts off just like the last one. Try to go back to me on that 2nd and 13, but I barely pick up any. 3rd and 11, QB gonna float one to the flat, and I'm out of bounds, leaving us at a 4th and 12. FCS also don't score, and on that next drive, taking my 5th handoff for the game, I'm finally able to break one. I see a whole lot of green grass, and I'm going to take this into the end zone for my first 6 of the game.
Once he got some room, it was over.
But hey, y'all boys, this FCS team came to play. Facing the 3rd and 15, QB give it to me in the flat. I don't know how I did that, but somehow I got out of all that traffic, but still not enough to pick up the first down. We do get a field goal, making it 10-0. Starting this one off in motion. QB's gonna find me on the left side of the field behind the secondary, and I take off. And that speed kills, man. I get into that end zone easy for my 2nd of the game. Score is 17-0. We're starting to pull away now like we should have been doing, honestly. So I pick up another nice gain off a big run. Doing something different. I'm lined up on the outside this time. Got a go route. Hey, look at the accuracy, though. The QB throws an absolute dot to get us inside that 20. Coming back from halftime, and we're up 20-0. My O-line is doing a great job blocking, giving me enough time to catch some open space. Breaking out of one tackle, and if I didn't stumble, that would have been a house call, and y'all know it. But nevertheless, man, we pick up a huge gain, putting us at 168 rushing yards. We only need inches to pick up that first down, but instead I'm going to take it the whole way, getting us into that end zone for my third of the game, man. Let's go. Score is 27-0. Starting off in motion. QB scanning the field is going to find me across the middle. I take one defender out his shoes before going out of bounds, giving me 100+ receiving yards and 100+ rushing yards. 3rd and 1 in the red zone. QB going to hand it off to me. Running through the defense and get into that end zone for, I think this is my 4th of the game. We're not even done, man. 3rd quarter, the score is now 34-0. I know I'm not taking my foot off the gas, picking up a huge game.
They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a first down.
Second blowout in a row. The final score is 48-3. Now, if we're being honest, this was expected of Oregon, going up against the FCS school. But nevertheless, man, I still had a great game, finishing with 116 receiving yards, 234 rushing yards off of 23 attempts, and 4 touchdowns. 2-0, and for our 3rd game of the season, we were up against our in-state rival. And as y'all can see, man, I'm getting busy from the jump, picking up a gain of 18 on my first handoff.
Really shows you his skills on that last run, and I feel like today, if you're a running back at Oregon, you are a...
And we moving down that field quick on our first drive, taking this one straight up the seam, picking up a gain of 8. A few plays later, the quarterback goes with a read option, decides to keep it, and gets into that end zone for our first 6 of the game. Oregon State does not score, and before you know it, we right back in the red zone, splitting through that O-line, and I'm brought down at the 4. Very next play, I go untouched straight to the end zone for my first 6 of the game, putting us up 2 touchdowns.
Touchdown, Oregon!
Well, this offense is...
2nd quarter, Oregon State is finally on the board with 7, but we still up 2 touchdowns, and y'all see I'm still picking up big yards on the ground.
Payoff, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be first down.
Man, who says you can't run up the middle?
But we get stopped on that last drive with 16 seconds left in the 2nd quarter. Trying to add some points to the board. The QB's going to throw a dot to me coming out the flat, and I'll pick up some much-needed yards. Our first play of the 3rd quarter with a 24-7 lead. We are not content with that, and I start the half off to perfection, ripping off a big run. Later that drive inside the 20, he going to hand the ball off to me, and I see a straight lane into that end zone, which I'm able to capitalize off of.
And the beatdown has ensued.
Score is now 31-7. Late in the 3rd quarter, and look how wide open that A-gap is, man. It ain't gonna get no easier than that. Scoring my 3rd touchdown of the night.
And they take it in for 6 more points.
38-7, and we already know it's wraps, especially with it being the 4th quarter. But that don't even matter to me, y'all boys, 'cause I'm trying to put some good film on tape for those NFL scouts.
And how much running room have they been able to find?
And once again, much like my other touchdowns, I go completely untouched into the end zone, making that score look even worse. Score is now 45-7, and the only reason I'm still showing y'all this game is because I'm still balling out, man. I'm making some crazy plays. A short toss play will get me into the end zone for my 5th time tonight, if I'm not mistaken. I done scored so many times, I don't even remember, to be honest.
This always is the debate.
3 wins, 3 complete blowouts, man. We finished this game with the final score being 52-7. Y'all already seen I had a day. Finishing this game with an insane 317 rushing yards, 5 touchdowns off of 33 carries. What most people would consider our first competition of this season, we are up against the 4-0 UCLA Bruins. Y'all see I'm starting off with a screen pass getting inside that 30. We don't score that first drive, but neither does UCLA. Backed up in our own end zone at a 2nd and 7, I'm going to give us some breathing room. I'm not going to lie, man, for the most part, at least for right now, UCLA been able to stop the run game. 2nd and 9, my center is doing a great job blocking. I see a wide open A-gap and pick up some big yards. Another 2nd down, this time at a 2nd and 7. That A-gap is wide open again. I slip a tackle before being brought down right in front of that 20. Hey, and if y'all was watching me last season at Kansas, then y'all know I could very well be a receiver too, making big plays in the air. And before you know it, our QB connects with the tight end for a touchdown, giving us our first 6 of the game. But UCLA will also go down and tie it up. That B gap is wide open. I'm splitting through the defense. Y'all already know your boy is dangerous in open space, man. Taking off for a huge gain. Will anybody catch me? No, they will not. I get into that end zone for a huge touchdown. Listen to that crowd, man. They be going crazy. I love it here at Oregon. I can't lie.
You know they love their track at Oregon, and when the gun goes off and he...
Third quarter now, UCLA has added on a field goal, making it 10-14. Hey, y'all see how deadly that hezzy was. Boy, hit the ground. But I pick up a good game right here. Very next play with my mindset on 6, we're going to go with the handoff. I'm slicing and dicing through that defense for a quick gain to 12. You can notice we slowly but surely starting to wear that defense down. I pick up another quick gain to 10. So we do score, but so does UCLA, making it 21-18. Coming out the flat, QB goes my way at a 3rd and 3. I'm going to pick up that first down and much more. Very first play of the fourth quarter, I'm going straight up the gut. Really getting into that end zone, but I'm stopped just short. Hand off to the outside, and this time I'm able to get into that end zone, giving me my second 6 of the game. The game is far from over, man. They cut it to a field goal, and there's still 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Due to some great blocking, I'm able to break off a big one, stiff arming the defender into the dirt, slipping out of tackles before being brought down past that 40. Lined up on the outside, I blow straight past my defender on a go route. Look how beautiful that ball placement was, man. We get into that end zone for a quick one. They went down and scored again, but we're able to kneel the clock out and take that win. What a good game against the number 18th ranked UCLA, man. They came to play, no doubt. But they couldn't do enough with the final score being 35-32. I finished the game with 196 rushing yards off of 16 attempts and 3 touchdowns. And y'all see your boy was averaging 12.3 yards a carry, man. That's a crazy good game, I can't lie.
Great talent on the field. Palmer, unfortunately, somebody...
Ohio State will be the next team on our schedule, and this time we in their home turf. And my first handoff goes for a gain of 4. Trying to keep from going 3 and out on our first drive. Lined up on the outside, I got a short little out route. QB goes my way and I pick up that first down. My big guys up front is doing some good work early that first drive, allowing me to get another good run, breaking some tackles, being brought down past that 40. 3rd and 4, we are not trying to settle for a field goal. Now we want to tie the game up. But unfortunately, I get hung up on a blocker and I'm brought down a yard short. They go down and score again, making it 14-3. It don't matter who we playing or how much we down or nothing. I'm going to make sure I go out there and get mine every single time, breaking another big run. Doing what I do best, man. We get into that end zone, scoring our first 6 of the game. Hey, man, I'm chasing that record this season.
Touchdown, Oregon!
After breaking off for that huge play, man, your boy feel good. I'm juiced up now. Grabbing a quick gain of 9 yards. Very next play on that 2nd and inches, they gonna put the ball back in my hands, breaking out of some tackles before being brought down outside the 40. Facing the 3rd and 5, the ball's gonna go my way again off a screen pass. I popped the mess out of the defense before being popped myself. Right outside the 20-yard line, got my eyes set on that red end zone. I'm taking off, running through defenders before being brought down a few yards short. Slipping out of one tackle, man, I'm not going down that easy, running through a defender and getting to that end zone for my 2nd touchdown of the game and giving us that lead.
And that is exactly what you want.
Only seconds left in the first half. Of course, I'm trying to break another one and add points to the board, but OSU is all over that. My first handoff coming back from the halftime. I've been bullying this defense all day, and I put another red jersey in the dirt before being brought down. Later that drive, facing the 2nd and 2, that seam is not going to get any more wider than that. I pick up another big gain on the ground. Lined up outside instead of behind the quarterback. I'm fading out to the left. He throws a dot my way. I'm slipping out of 1 tackle, 2 tackles, and make my way into the end zone, scoring my 3rd touchdown of the game, man. Let's go. And I promise y'all boys, I am not trying to cheat y'all, man. We are on Heisman. Just in case y'all don't believe me, here you go, man. We are on Heisman difficulty. Ohio State would go down and cut the lead to only a field goal, but I'm right back at it, picking up a quick gain of 11 yards. It is now the 4th quarter, still the same drive though, but we facing the 3rd and 14. It was supposed to be a screen pass, but he misses the block and we get stopped well short. Luckily, our defense keeps them from scoring 2, but facing another 3rd down at the 3rd and 8, the QB cannot get the ball out in time. Up there at the top left-hand corner, y'all see I broke 200 yards again, and I'm not done yet, especially now that the game is tied. They keep putting the ball in your boys' hands, and I'm coming through at the most important time of the game, man. This is the most important drive. But we end up having to go into overtime with Ohio State. At the 3rd and 8, I'm the only one that's freed up. The defense is right there as soon as I make the catch, man. And just like that, in overtime, we would take our first loss of the season with the final score being 30-27. And yeah, man, if I'm being real, these ones hurt the worst when it's a real close game. But then again, we can't hang our heads down because it's real early in the season. We just got to be prepared for our next game. But your boy finished this one with 235 rushing yards off of 27 attempts and 3 touchdowns. Right back on our home turf, and we're taking on Nebraska, which is currently the number 4th ranked team in the nation. And after taking that loss last week, we end up dropping down to number 12. And I start this game off picking up a gain of 13. Starting this one off in motion, sticking to my route tree, fading out to the right and coming back inside. QB's gonna hit me across the middle, and I pick up some good yards after the catch. Corey Moore will get us our first 7 points of the game, and Nebraska doesn't score. And after converting the 3rd down for us, they're going to put the ball right back in my hands, and this time I get some open space. I know I'm dangerous when I see that green grass, man, cutting into that 30.
Big runs like this are just
2nd and 7, the ball's going right back in my hands again, cutting through that line, picking up an easy gain of 10 yards. Outside handoff inside the red zone. I break out of 1 tackle and still find enough space to get into that end zone for my first 6 of the game. Seconds left in the 2nd quarter, and it looks like we're going into the half with a 14-0 lead. First play coming back from halftime, I'm coming out the flat. At the top of my route, I'm fading the inside, trying to get open. He gonna find me across the middle, and off rip, we pick up a big reception. 2nd and 11, sneaking out the backfield again, and QB gonna hit me. I spin out of 1 tackle and keep my feet moving until I get past that 1st down mark. Down inside the red zone, we facing up 4th and 4, and coach trusts me enough to put the ball in my hands, and I get us another touchdown, man. I do not disappoint.
Man, that's another touchdown for this guy.
Surprisingly, Nebraska has still yet to put a single point on the board, not even a field goal. Meanwhile, I'm still out there dominating. We settled for a field goal the last drive, making it 24-0. But y'all see I'm determined to get into that end zone, slipping all these tackles before being brought down inside the 5. Score is now 31-7, and the game is over with 55 seconds left in the 4th quarter. But I'm still putting together some big plays. Feeling like it's only right to end the game off in a high note, I slip some more tackles and pick up a gain of 15. This time taking a snap in wildcat formation, and I'll pick up another big gain off of this one.
I mean, it seems like every time this guy touches the ball, it's a
outside handoff to the left, man, just being relentless. We're going to get to that end zone again. So a surprisingly easy win against number 4 ranked Nebraska, with the final score being 38-7. And I finished this game with 211 rushing yards off of 32 attempts and 3 touchdowns.
A bit of a shocker to me, just to be able to see this team get run all over.
Yeah, so walking into this game against Nebraska, we knew in order for us to come out on top, we would have to be on our P's and Q's. We would have to play a great brand of football, and I feel like we did that. And of course, there's always room for us to grow, but as far as us playing as a team, we all executed our assignments, and that's what got us the win today, ultimately.
Yeah, so Dominique, I mean, you went out there and you had a stellar day, recording 211 rushing yards with 3 touchdowns on top. I mean, man, how did you do it?
Yeah, my bad. I seen you was texting me, but I was doing my post-game interview. But you all right?
No, I am far from all right, bae. When did you come here home? I think I might have ate something bad. I've been throwing up back to back to back. But really, I wanted to see if you could stop by the store and give me some medicine on your way home.
As y'all just seen, man, after that win against Nebraska, during my post-game interview, my girl Azaria was blowing my line up. She told me she hadn't been feeling well and she was throwing up all day. Now look, man, imagine y'all's girlfriend telling y'all that. Yeah, my stomach dropped down to my ankles, and a few days later, we thought it'd be smart to go get a pregnancy test, and as y'all can see from the results, it says she was 1 or 2 weeks pregnant. Look, man, my life here lately has been crazy. Cause as y'all know from my last episode, my grandpa just passed away. And now I'm getting news that I'm bringing a new life into the world. I just couldn't believe it, y'all boys. I had every emotion you can think of running through me at this time. But instead of us relying on that one pregnancy test, we decided to go get a professional opinion. And honestly, we could have just saved ourselves the trip because she told us the exact same thing. But at this point, it was official. Your boy was gonna be a dad soon. Now, don't get me wrong, while I was excited to be a dad, Azaria could not wait to be a mom. Man, she had us going back and forth from Target to Walmart dang near every day, buying baby stuff like the baby close to being here. And I sure enough wasn't gonna rain on her parade. And with all that time we would spend at the stores, I would just be thinking, like, dang, my life has been a roller coaster here lately, but now I got a kid on the way and a lot of things gonna have to change. I got way more responsibilities than I ever had before. And in order for me to provide for my family like I'm supposed to, I'm gonna have to step things up a notch. And from that point on, I changed my mindset from being just a good running back to being an NFL ready running back. Yeah, man, I'm trying to be at the point where I could leave as a sophomore in college right now and still be a game changer in the league. So I went ahead and found me a personal trainer to get me to that point. He's pretty well known around the city. He works with a lot of college athletes and a lot of pro athletes also. Normally his main focus is strength and conditioning, but for me, he designed a special workout to hit all aspects of my game, such as my speed, mobility, elusiveness, so on and so forth. Now keep in mind, I'm still in season, which means I'm still working out with my team too. So with the amount of work I'm putting in, I should be steps ahead of all my competition. Now this is my first time having a personal trainer, so some of the things he had me doing felt a little unorthodox. Like for example, he had me spend a fair amount of time in the pool. Apparently this helps with my flexibility, coordination, and overall it's just a full body workout. Outside of that, since the moment I hit the college football scene, I've been getting brand deals left and right. As y'all could guess, that hasn't slowed down one bit. I mean, to be honest, I'm making more money now than I ever have. Now, at first, I had the flexibility to blow through some racks when I felt like it. But now, knowing that I got a baby on the way, it ain't gonna be no more of that. Nah, now I gotta keep track of where it's all going and how much I'm spending and, you know, all that. So I went ahead and hired myself a financial advisor too, so that way, as the money keeps growing, it can all be kept track of. So now that I got everything set in place for my future family, it's time for me to go out here and prove myself to these pro scouts that I'm an NFL ready running back. 7th game of the season, man. We here taking on the number 16th ranked team in the nation, the Michigan Wolverines. First handoff of the game does not go as planned as I actually lose the yard. 2nd and 11, getting that pass game going early. I'm coming out the backfield, receiving the complete dot for a big game. Getting out the flat again on the 2nd and 8. I'm coming back to the ball. QB goes my way again. I get past a few defenders, taking this one up past the 40.
Drag down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
You know, it's a nice throw by the QB there. When you're throwing
handoff straight up the seam for my 2nd handoff of the game. I'm taking off for a gain of 10. A few plays later, look how good the blocking is up front, man. Getting through that lane easy. Slipping a tackle before being brought down for a gain of 16. Getting involved in that passing game once again. This time I'm wide open for an easy touchdown.
Just under 60,000 in this place, but sometimes it sounds like 600,000. An engineering.
Michigan does not score, and at a 4th and 3, the coach gonna put the ball in my hands. Y'all see I'm coming up big with that first down conversion. Very first play of the 2nd quarter, man. I'm slicing and dicing through that defense, juking defenders out their shoes and slipping through tackles, picking up a big gain of 20, man. Let's get it. Before you know it, we facing the 3rd and 12. A simple slant would give me enough room to get that first down and more. Very next play, I'm taking the inside handoff and hitting the outside, finding that open space and slipping through tackles, getting into that end zone for my 2nd time this game, my first rushing touchdown.
He shed tackles like a snake getting rid of his skin.
Michigan still don't score, making it 14-zip. And yes, I called for the rock, but I wouldn't have never guessed that he was going to lob it in the air, causing it to get intercepted, and it was a pick 6, man. A pass to Decorian Moore will give us another touchdown, making it 21-7. Late in the first half, I'm still picking up big yards on the ground. But we moving down that field trying to score before halftime with 30 seconds left. I start to get loose, picking up a gain of 10. After a lot of 3 and outs, it's now the 4th quarter and the score is 24-10. The 2nd and 6, my number is called and I deliver once again. Bending that corner around the defense, finding that open space, and I'm taking off, slipping one tackle, and I get into the end zone once again for my 3rd touchdown of the day. And I still wasn't done, man. Late in the game, the score is 31-10. Able to find that end zone again for my 4th of the game. Still finding the rhythm. Late in the game, the score is 38-10. I'm not done, though. Breaking tackles like I do best, taking off for another big gain, getting outside the 20. Lined up on the outside, complete busting coverage. I'm wide open, left alone for another easy touchdown.
They score yet another touchdown.
So yeah, we completely dismantled Michigan with the final score being 45-10. Y'all already know I put on a show, finishing this game with 211 rush yards with 5 touchdowns off 24 attempts.
Winning a national championship, maybe going to the playoffs. Everybody has different goals.
Game 9 on the season, we are still at the crib taking on Washington. We get stalled our first drive, but Washington doesn't score either. Taking my first handoff of this game, and I pick up a gain of 7. Very next play, I had a 2nd and 3. That B gap is wide open, and I'm able to grab an easy, quick 10 yards.
Really good surge for this offense. They moved the chains, and he's got it at the 34.
We end up settling for a field goal, and I bet you I didn't know I play quarterback too, man. Taking a direct snap. And off the rip, man, I find a whole lot of green grass. I got 2 to beat. I get past 1, but the other one bring me down. Just outside the 20, man. Let's get it. In the 3rd quarter, it's a tie ball game. The score is 10-10. Neither team has really been able to break loose as I pick up a gain of 10. Later that drive inside the 5-yard line, I'm able to get into the end zone for my first touchdown of the game.
They take the lead with the 6.
And what a push up front by this offense.
Score is 17-10. The 2nd and inches, I break 1 tackle, cut back upfield for a gain of 8. Washington getting into that backfield with ease. I break another tackle and I try to hurdle but nearly break my neck. Later that drive, we get inside the red zone again and I'm able to walk it into the end zone untouched.
Touchdown Ducks! They put another score on the board as they try to push this winning play.
So we end up taking that win with the final score being 24-10. And I had a pretty good day finishing this one with 133 rushing yards off 17 attempts and 2 touchdowns. Now look, man, over the next 4 weeks of our regular season, we was completely dominating and showing teams why we deserve to be in that college football championship conversation. First, we took on Illinois, and we came out to a hot start. Your boy was putting big plays together. As y'all can see, I just made 2 defenders run into each other and hopped into the end zone for my 2nd of the game. Up 17 with seconds left in the half, but we still trying to get 6 on that board. I hit the outside, and the defense might as well give up because they're just not going to catch me, making another big run play extending that lead. And by the 4th quarter, the score is 41-7. Complete domination, and y'all see I still got my foot on the gas, taking off for another big run and another touchdown. And at the end of this game, the final score was 48-7. I finished the game with 255 rushing yards off of 26 attempts and 5 touchdowns. Next, we took on the number 6 ranked team in the nation, the USC Trojans. They were 8-1, looking to give us our 2nd loss at their home. But once again, the offense was clicking. We got things started early as I found the end zone coming out the flat for that early lead. And very quickly, it became clear that we had too much firepower for that USC defense. I mean, to be honest, it's like after that first 6 we put on the board, they started giving up. And by the 3rd quarter, it was already wraps, man. The score was 28-3. Now I have another great day. As y'all can see from the clips I'm showing y'all out of this game, I would often break away for huge rushing yards, and little did I know this would be the game where I crack 4,000 career rushing yards. And at the end of it all, nobody saw this coming, at least not like this. But we walk out of USC's home turf with the final score being 52-3. I finished the game with 216 rushing yards off of 22 attempts and 4 touchdowns. Next, we hosted Northwestern at home, which, I mean, let's be real. Nobody saw them boys standing a chance, and sure enough, they did not. So once again, we had another field day with the final score being 48-6. I finished the game with 181 rushing yards off of 30 attempts and 4 touchdowns. The last game of our regular season, we took on the Michigan State Spartans at their home. Hey, man, your boy was out there looking like a straight machine. I mean, just look at how many broken tackles I had on this play alone. Ain't no way I should have got out of all them tackles, but I still get into that end zone, stretching that lead we had against the Spartans. But again, we give another team belt with the final score being 45-7, ending our season with a 12-1 record, ranked number 2 in the nation. And I finished this game with 219 rushing yards off 21 attempts and 3 touchdowns. Hey, man, I don't know if y'all recall, but in my last episode, I said I was chasing after this record, and I broke it. Look down there at the bottom, man. It say, congratulations. Dominique Harper has set the national single-season rushing yards record. I finished my regular season with 2,658 rushing yards. Hey, man, I can't lie. I deserve that Heisman, but even if I don't get it, just breaking this record is enough for me if I'm being honest. Yes, sir, man. Big Ten championship. We are taking on the only team that gave us a loss this season, which is the Ohio State Buckeyes. Taking my first handoff, man. This is more than a championship game. This is also a revenge game. Look at your boy throwing defenders off me, picking up a quick gain of 19.
Kind of cushion to be able to give him room to pick up that first down.
A few plays later at a 2nd and 8, man, I cannot be stopped breaking 1 tackle. I got my eyes set on 6 and I'm taking off. Ain't nobody gonna touch me, and I get into that end zone for my first touchdown of the game.
And it's a long-distance house call. Touchdown, Oregon.
Ohio State goes down and ties it up. Finding that gap, I run straight through the defense for a gain of 8. Starting this one off in motion, I'm coming out the backfield, fading out to the left, backtracking a little bit to bring in that reception, make the linebacker miss, and I get those yards back. Plus more being brought down inside the 10. 2nd down, I get into that end zone easy, untouched.
In for the touchdown. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Ducks.
That's another touchdown for these.
Trying to get up 2 scores against Ohio State. I got a delayed route, but I finally free up at the last second, picking up a gain of 14. Very next play, not a single red jersey in that C gap. I take full advantage, breaking up for a huge gain. Taking it up past the 20 to 10, being brought down right outside the 5-yard line. And just like clockwork, we go up 2 touchdowns against Ohio State. Third quarter now, the score is 21-14. I've been putting on the show so far, and I'm not done. Taking a defender out of his shoes for a quick gain of around 15. Early in the fourth quarter, the score is now 21-28. I'm open across the left. QB gonna look my way. Receiver picked up a key block, giving me enough room to get us up to that 10. We ended up scoring and taking that win with the final score being 35-29. And we progress on to the next game. I put together another really good complete season, winning a lot of awards, starting off with the Maxwell Award, the Walter Camp Award, the most prestigious trophy of them all, man. I ended up winning the Heisman as a sophomore. I won the Doak Walker Award for the second time, first team All-Big Ten, and last but not least, first team All-American. Next, we'll be taking on a team we had already beaten, which is the Nebraska Cornhuskers. We here in the Cotton Bowl against Nebraska. Now, I got to remember, we beat them earlier in the season, so there's a good chance they're going to be trying to get some revenge. But, hey, man, we got our mindset on that championship game, and that's where we going. 3rd and 5, coming out the flat, the QB's going to go my way. I easily grab us that first down, breaking 2 tackles, being brought down at the 50. Taking my first handoff for the game out the shotgun, spinning out of traffic and picking up a gain of 10. Moving down that field pretty quick, and I add on another 11 yards to my total. 30 inches, instead of picking up that first down, we get into the end zone, we right there, giving us that early lead against Nebraska.
As they claim the lead here in this playoff game. We come out in the playoff game for
second quarter, the score is 3-7, but before you know it, we right back in the red zone, and I get an easy touchdown off an inside handoff. They don't score, and we are now up 14-3. It's in the 3rd and 9, backed up in our own end zone. QB goes my way, and I'm able to pick up that first down, bouncing off of tackles for more. As y'all can see, I haven't really been able to break one. 15 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. The score is 21-16. As I pick up a gain of around 10. We find ourselves right back in the red zone. I'm coming out the flat. QB goes my way, and I dive into that end zone for my 3rd of the game. Score is 23-28. We need this first down conversion. And that nearly was a disaster. Almost stopped in the backfield, but I'm able to break loose and pick up that first down to keep this drive going. And we are able to drain the clock and hold on just enough to win this game, with the final score being 28-23. I'm not going to lie, man. It was clear to see that Nebraska had a game plan against me. I did have 105 rushing yards, but it was off of a lot of short games. But nevertheless, man, we came out on top.
This has been a presentation of EA Sports College Football.
Hey, let's take a look at this bracket real quick. We just beat Nebraska. Next, we play Georgia, and if we beat them, we either going up against Clemson or Ohio State again for the 3rd time this season. But first, we got to get Georgia out the way. Here we go, y'all boys. Only one team between us and that trip to Las Vegas for that championship game. Coming out the backfield, the QB's going to check it down to me, breaking tackles and keeping my feet moving to get us down past the 40. Taking my first handoff for the game, and y'all can tell you boys like them, man. I find that B gap wide open. Keep my feet moving that power for a gain of 21. Very next play, this time attacking the A gap. The blocking is A1 right now, man. I'm picking up a gain of 16. Very next play, y'all boys, that A gap is wide open again. My center's doing a great job blocking, and I get into the end zone for my first of the game.
As they claim the lead in this playoff game. Took some extra time in the
defense keeps Georgia out of the end zone. And look at my stats right now, man. 3 rushing attempts for 57 yards. And right here, I'm picking up a gain of 12. But before you know it, man, we facing the 3rd and 21. And y'all watch real close. I did not put my hand in the air. So without me calling for it, the QB's going to throw in a double coverage. And it winds up being a pick 6.
Touchdown, Georgia. 6 points for the defense.
First play of the second quarter, I'm taking the handoff up the gut, bouncing off blockers and picking up a gain of 9. Minute left in the second quarter, now the score is 14-10. Y'all see I'm getting loose again, breaking another tackle, picking up some more big yards on the ground before being brought down by that 30. Facing the 3rd and 4, I guess I heard footsteps coming because I don't know how I didn't catch this, but I dropped it. It's all good, though, because we converted on the 4th down. Fading out the backfield to the left, he going to throw it down my way. I nearly get into the end zone, but I'm stopped like a yard short.
It's going to give this quarterback a chance to hit some big plays down.
Y'all see that clock winding down from 3. We get the snap off in time, and he going to go my way for an easy touchdown completion.
Touchdown, Oregon.
Starting the third quarter off with a 21-10 lead, cutting through the gaps in the defense, running straight through a defender before being brought down for a gain of 9. Inside handoff out the shotgun, I slip through one tackle and keep going for a gain of 15. The very next play with my quarterback feeling pressure, he gets rid of it and throws a straight dime to the defense, man. We got to be better than that. And I ain't gonna lie, man, my heart was beating quick because I thought I was gonna miss this tackle, but I get him by the shoestring.
But that could be a game-changing pick in return.
The lead in the playoff in the second half, throwing the football, I don't disagree with it.
Luckily, they don't score with another handoff out the shotgun. I just might give my center my Heisman Trophy, man. He's doing some great blocking, allowing me to pick up a gain of 19.
Midfield of the 48.
Boy, this back is having...
We go up 28-10 with seconds left in the third quarter. Backed up at a 2nd and 16 after the QB took a sack. I'm going to get all those yards back plus more. Started the fourth quarter, man. I've been shredding Georgia on the ground all day, and I do it once again right here, picking up a gain of 17 before being brought down. Over 200 rushing yards in the game. I'm trying to get another touchdown, but I'm stopped just short. But finally, at a 3rd and goal, I find just enough space to get into that end zone untouched.
Touchdown, Oregon. They are pouring it on now.
I'm a little bit surprised here, Chris. I thought...
Yes, sir, man. We are moving on to the national championship game with the final score being 42-10. We made that look way too easy, man. I shredded them boys on the ground, finishing with 264 rushing yards off of 25 attempts. 26, my bad. And I also had 91 receiving yards.
I'm Chris Fowler. This has been a presentation of EA Sports College Football.
Here we are, y'all boys, the national championship game. As y'all can see, we taking on the Ohio State Buckeyes for the 3rd time this season, but this time it means everything. We could make history right here with Oregon, man. They have never won a national championship. Ohio State beat us once, we beat them once. And now this right here is the tiebreaker. Second and 10, man. I'm coming out the backfield. QB's going to hit me between the hashes. I pick up a decent amount of yards before being brought down. First handoff for the game. It looked promising at first, but they got to me and pushed me back, bringing me down for a loss of yards. Before you know it, we facing the 3rd and 11. They're going to sneak me out the backfield again. QB goes my way. Nearly get that first down, waiting for those yards, but I'm not able to get it.
Defense wraps him up after the catch, but he's just short of a first down.
Somehow we get points on the board. I guess the defense scored. So now we got that 7-point lead as I pick up a gain of 9. Starting this one off in motion, fading out to the left and cutting back inside. QB's going to find me between the hashes again. That's inside that red zone. Outside handoff, I nearly get into that end zone, but I'm stopped just short, probably inches. Ohio State came to play, man, stopping me short again. But y'all already know it was only a matter of time before I found myself getting into that end zone for my first 6 of the game.
Who says you need explosive plays, Kirk? That was a long...
Facing the 3rd and 9, man, I'm fading out to the left. QB gonna find me, and I just get enough for that first down. Right now, I got 11 rushes for only 32 yards, and that's unlike me. I see I'm running through the defense trying to get into that end zone, but I'm stopped short. Just outside the 5, the QB gonna hand it off to me, and I get into that end zone for my 2nd of the game.
This offense really clicking.
I mean, body blow after...
Seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Your boy having a slow day on the ground. Ohio State definitely game planned against me, but finally I'm able to pick up a gain of 12. 4th quarter now, facing a long 3rd and goal. He's going to give it to me in the flat. Try getting it upfield, but I'm not able to get enough for that touchdown. We get a field goal, and they go down and score a touchdown, making it 14-24. Finally seeing daylight again, I get a gain of 10. Looking to get into that end zone, and I'm taking off up the gut, breaking through tackles before being brought down a few yards short. Read option, but the QB will leave it in my hands, and I get into the end zone for my 3rd time this game.
Touchdown, Oregon.
And just like that, man, the Oregon Ducks are the national champions for the first time ever in Oregon history. Man, what a year your boy had. I made history breaking the single-season rushing yards record, as well as the single-season touchdown, and now I'm a national champion. But we take that win with the final score being 31-21.
And crown another national champion and punctuate a wild, exciting season of college football.
Man, I bet none of y'all expected for me to have the type of season I just had. I broke multiple records, I'm a national champion, and I won the Heisman. And even outside of football, I'm finna be a dad. Yeah, man, I couldn't even guess my sophomore season would have went like this.
I'm Joe Calloway with Matt Erstein and Larry Henderson. The NFL Combine's coming up, and the running backs will hit the 40 soon. Plenty of talent this year, but everyone's watching Oregon's dynamic star, Dominique Harper.
Yeah, Joe, this kid's been a game changer since his freshman year at Kansas. Every time he touches the ball, you can feel the crowd lean forward expecting a big play.
Yep, and I've been saying it for a while that he, in my opinion, was by far the most pro-ready halfback. And I know he will perform well today.
Well, yeah, that's what he does. He's a performer. Just look at the dominance he showed his junior season. He performed the best in the nation.
He can run downhill and is just as deadly from side to side. And when you get tired of running, oh, no problem. Put him on the outside and watch him work.
And some people may be worried about his size, but then he proves that's not a factor, lowering his pads and running through the face of the defense. He is not easy to get on the ground.
Definitely will be anticipating his performance, but don't forget, there are other great backs going into this year's draft also.
It's about that time. I mean, as y'all can see, your boy's here at the Combine. And as y'all just heard, there's gonna be a lot of people anticipating my performance today. And rightfully so, to be honest. I'm the hottest name coming out of college football. Now look, I know y'all probably wondering what happened during my junior season, cause y'all was last left off with me winning the national championship as a sophomore. Well look, while I got a little time before my first event, let me go ahead and fill y'all in. The Heisman ceremony, a ceremony that just about all college football players dream of being a part of. Man, I'm gonna be completely honest. It was no way this trophy was going to anyone else other than me. But even with me knowing that, it still didn't take away any excitement from me hearing my name being called. And as y'all could guess, this was a great experience, but it's not my end goal. Now, with me having a breakout sophomore season, winning the national championship, winning the Heisman amongst other awards, my popularity went through the roof. Now, of course, I had a fair amount of clout before this, but by the end of my sophomore season, I was considered a full-on celebrity, being invited on multiple podcasts and interviews and all sorts of stuff. And with me being such a big name in football, I had the highest expectations of me going into my junior season. And while many people doubted I would be able to live up to the hype and be just as good as I was as a sophomore or even better, I went out there and got rid of any and everybody's doubts if they had them. Picking up where I left off, man, once again I was putting up crazy numbers, proving that I am the best running back in college football and it's not just a fluke. So I'm starting to have another great season. Energy is higher than ever, and right when I thought it couldn't get any better, yup, my daughter Nova Harper was born. Now, if y'all been watching, then y'all know in my last episode, we found out my girl was pregnant. And y'all seen how excited we was then, and now that she's here, the feeling was just crazy, man. She made me want to work 10 times harder. And it shouldn't come as a surprise that that's exactly what I did. I was already going crazy my junior season, but I even stepped it up a notch. And we put together a pretty good season. We made it to the playoffs, but we didn't go back to the college football championship. And while I was in the Heisman race for my second time, I did not win, which I kind of expected, because I mean, they ain't gonna give it to me twice. But the moral of the story is I balled out. And of course, at the end of my junior season, I entered my name into the draft. Off to Indianapolis, Indiana is where I was headed, which, to those of y'all who don't know, this is normally where the Combine is hosted. Now, me and my personal trainer decided to head out there a little early and get myself prepared for all the events. So there I was on a flight out to Indiana, and this was low-key hard on me because I decided to let my girl and my daughter stay back home. My trainer's plan was for me to go light on the weight and stick more so to calisthenic type workout. If y'all don't know what that is, it's pretty much just using my body weight instead of regular weight. He didn't want me lifting too heavy and it ended up slowing me down. So that's what we did, and by the end of it, I definitely felt like I was ready. Going into the Combine, I had the nerves you would expect, but it's all good, man. I knew I trained well for this moment, and I was gonna do what I do best, which is perform. First, we had the 40-yard dash. Yes, sir, man. Y'all see your boy ran a 4.32. You know, most people be picky about their time, but I was low-key content with that. I was already feeling pretty good, but seeing that I had the fastest time made me feel even better. I was expected to run between a 4.35 and a 4.77, but I beat the expectations once again, as y'all can see. Now look, man, y'all know I ain't the biggest running back, all right? I ain't all buff like majority running backs. So in my mind, I was cool with getting 10 of these reps. But before you know it, I was already at 12. And there y'all see it, man. I stopped at 14. And again, I beat the expectations. I was expected to only do 9 to 12 reps, but I did 14. But I was second to last on the list. Now, I feel like quickness is my bread and butter. So on the shuttle drill, I put up a pretty good time, with it being a 4.22, which would give me the number 2 spot on the leaderboard. And then, of course, we have the regular running back drills, which, I mean, to be honest, I don't know what they get from this. When I got 3 years of tape of me obliterating defenses. But, I mean, I went ahead and did my little 1-2 on the drills and went 6 of 8. So overall, I was pretty content with my Combine performance and felt good going into the draft.
With the 9th pick of the first round, the Washington Commanders select Dominic Harper, halfback, University of Oregon.
We knew we would hear his name early in this year's draft. I mean, what an amazing player. The upside, the poise, the work ethic, it's all there.
Yep, definitely. This kid Harper has set a new standard for Oregon running backs and just running backs in general. Boy, does Washington have a gem.
He should really enjoy this night because he definitely deserves every bit of it. Mark my words, we will be something special in the NFL for sure. Look, man, here lately, my life has been going exactly how I planned it. Actually, even better. I got a beautiful daughter, a beautiful girl, just got drafted into the NFL, but I knew there was one more thing I had to do to make my life complete. Yes, sir, man. Y'all see it. I had everything set up and I brought my girl out here on the beach so I could pop the big question to her. And of course, if y'all can't tell by her reaction, she said yes. And just like that, your boy is now engaged. Look, man, it's crazy y'all been watching me since even before I made my college decision. And now your boy's engaged with a kid and I'm in the NFL. I mean, we basically family at this point. Now look, y'all boys, my preseason games went pretty smooth. I mean, I ain't played too much because coach didn't want me to get injured. But now it's time for me to get into the nitty gritty. Yes, sir, man. Y'all finna witness my first ever NFL game. Pause the video right now and let me know, do y'all think I'm finna go off? Or do y'all think I'm not gonna be as effective in the NFL as I was in college? Well, let's find out. Man, take a look at this, y'all boys. My first regular season NFL game is pouring down raining. But look, man, it's all good because that ain't stopping nothing over here. And for the first game of the regular season, we're up against Jackson Dart and the New York Giants. They go down and get a field goal. I'm in the backfield ready to take my first handoff, and I actually slip on this one, but I do get a gain of 4. Second and 6, coming out the backfield, Jaden Daniels is going to lob one my way. I don't know why he lobbed it, but I'm still able to come down with it, putting us at a 3rd and inches. When you got me in the backfield with a 3rd and inches, you know it's going my way. Y'all see I'm coming up clutch, getting that first down and more. Look how quick the recognition is, man. I cut it back as soon as I take the handoff, and I'm cutting up for a big gain of yards. And I'm making it clear that I'm going to be a problem in the NFL, too. Fading out to the right, Jaden Daniels is going to look my way again, but the linebacker calculated that to perfection, and he's able to jump the route, getting that interception, and he actually makes a pretty nice return off of it, too. Just like that, the Giants go up 10-0. I'm open straight up the middle, QB goes my way, and I get absolutely lit up. I end up fumbling the rock, and just like that, we got our second turnover of the game, this time by me. Man, who would have known that my welcome to the NFL moment would have been in my first game? Coming back from halftime, the score is now 10-3. An inside handoff will give me a quick gain of around 15. But that very next play, I'm stopped after only a gain of 2. Hey, man, let's be real. I'm doing pretty good. I mean, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to. I'm finding the gaps, and I'm picking up chunk yards. I'm not going to lie. Moving down that field slowly but surely, I'm coming out the backfield, and again, he throws an interception. Man, you can tell we're going to have to build some type of chemistry. That's the second pick he got targeting me. But luckily, they don't capitalize, so the score remains 10-3. And y'all know the name, man. Dominique Harper. Y'all know I was going to break one eventually. And look at all that open space I got. I take one defender out his shoes before being brought down. Hey, man, that's the big plays I'm known to make. And that carry right there would give me up to 90 yards. Few plays later, they're going to put the ball in my hands again. This time I pick up a quick gain of 5. In that very next play, looking at a 3rd and 3, you can tell I'm starting to get comfortable, man. Breaking off for another big play, breaking ankles before being brought down right outside the end zone. But we end up facing a 3rd and goal, setting up a screen pass. He's going to give it out to me. And I ain't got nobody in my way, scoring my first NFL touchdown, man. Let's go. Tie ball game with 58 seconds left. We trying to make something work. I slip again off the handoff and pick up a gain of 7. Hey, man, I'm known for making big plays in crunch time. We're going to go with the handoff again. Some great blocking along the way, and I get us right outside the end zone, man. I'm probably like inches short. But another big play by the rookie running back, man. Let's get it. Very next play, I'm going to squeeze in there for my second touchdown of the game, and that would give us the lead, man. Your boy's coming up in clutch. And that will put an end to it, man. I scored a game-winning touchdown. And we take that win with the final score being 17-10. Hey, what a way to not hang our heads down, man. We had 2 interceptions, and y'all know I had that fumble, but it's always about how you respond. And we went out there and made it happen, and your boy had a good game, finishing with 138 rushing yards off of 15 attempts and 2 touchdowns. Second game of the season, we were up against Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers. And them boys started off hot, scoring a quick touchdown, making it 7-0. My first handoff for the game, that B-gap is wide open, great blocking. I make Buddy touch Irv, showing off my shiftiness. Picking up a huge game for my first rushing attempt, man. Stop playing with me. Read option that very next play, and Jaden is going to keep it. And that was a smart option as he's able to pick up a big amount of yards on the ground. And that's 2 back-to-back haymakers, man. We coming out on fire, too. In that very next play, man, we're going with a handoff up the middle. I go completely untouched into the end zone, scoring my first of the game. Hey, y'all boys, 3 plays is all it took, man. They don't score, and we right back with the ball. And it looked like Green Bay's having a hard time stopping the run game as I go for a gain of around 14. Starting to build on that chemistry I spoke about last game. Coming at the backfield, he's going to hit me for a quick, decent pickup. After a QB scramble, I got a short handoff for an easy touchdown. Scoring my second of the game, man. Let's do it. Green Bay still don't score. It's now 14-7. Sitting in the middle of the zone. Bring this one in, and I get popped, but I did not fumble. Coming back from the half, Green Bay look like they came up with a game plan as I get stopped in the backfield, and they're going to break up a quick pass. 3rd and long, I'm fading out to the right. He going to deliver a pass my way. Somehow I lose track of it, and we got a punt. Score is now 14-14, and they right there in the backfield again, making the stop. Before you know it, we facing the 3rd and long again. Deep on the right side of the field, he going to air it out my way, and I'm not having a good day receiving so far. But luckily they don't score. Now it's the 4th quarter. And y'all see how open that A-gap is. As soon as I get the handoff, all that green grass right in front of me, man, I'm taking off. Hey, bro, kind of fast. I ain't gonna lie, I had one person to beat. I end up having to juke him out, but that gives it time for the defense to catch up. But nevertheless, man, I make a huge play.
118 yards on the ground for him now as he's gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
A few plays later, a dot to Terry McLaurin would give us that lead. Backed up in our own end zone, but we are now up 21-14. I'm giving us some breathing room, picking up a gain of 9. A few plays later, facing the 3rd and 1, I convert that with ease, make Buddy touch Earth, and then take off for some extra yards before being brought down. And finally, after having some trouble completing passes to me, we finally connect on one, and it goes for a huge chunk of yards. Trying to put a wrap on this game, he gonna hand it off to me. At a 2nd and 10, I pick up a gain of 15. And after kneeling out the clock, we were able to secure that win, a 2nd in a row, with the final score being 21-14. I was able to put on a show, finishing this game with 157 rushing yards off 17 attempts and 2 touchdowns. 2-0 in the season, and we here on the home turf rocking that all black, looking to go 3-0, man. Hey, look, today's the battle of the running backs, as we are taking on Ashton Jeanty and the Raiders. Second play of the game, I get my first handoff. I ain't gonna lie, I don't know who my center is, but bro be doing a nice job blocking. I pick up a gain of 17 on my first handoff. But that very next play, I'm stopped in the backfield for a loss of 1 yard. Starting this one off in motion at a 2nd and 11, Jaden is looking my way and gets rid of it right before being hit. And look at me getting up and making that play, losing the defense in the process, and I got an easy walk-in touchdown, man. Let's do it. Hey, y'all see I'm hitting that backflip too. It was time to pull that celebration out the bag. Raiders don't score, and we start this drive off in great field position, but we do lose some yards as Jaden Daniels get brought down with a sack. Very next play off an inside handoff, juking one defender in the backfield, finding that open space and taking off, man, for the pay dirt. We get into that end zone, scoring my 2nd touchdown of the game. Hey, y'all boys, don't just give y'all flashbacks to my days at Oregon. The Raiders go down and score, making it 7-14. Handoff up the gut, I find the open seam and pick up a gain of 12. Later that drive at a 2nd and 1. Look at all that open space I got, man. The cut ability is crazy. Been in that corner, and I'm able to get past the 30 before being brought down. We had to settle for a field goal, and the score is now 7-17. Blocking Max Crosby off the edge and releasing for the check down, making him touch earth before being brought down for a gain of 2. Trying to get some points on the board before halftime, I'm quickly picking up a gain of 5. And with that, I'm now over 100 yards in the game in the first half. Coming back from halftime, the score is now 14-17. He still got that 3-point lead, but I'm trying to change that. Heading to the outside and picking up a huge gain before being brought down past that 30. And let's go ahead and get this out the way for the people that be thinking I'm playing on rookie. That is not the case, man. Dominique Harper just cold. We are on all Madden simulation. Before you know it, we done moved all the way down the field. The easy handoff up the gut will give me my 3rd touchdown of the game. Now that I think about it, man, this might be my breakout game. It's crazy because it's only my 3rd game of the season. But y'all see I'm slipping tackles, picking up another huge gain on the ground. And I want y'all to see how much a good running back can open up the field. Because right here on the read option, everybody worried about me taking the handoff because I've been killing all day. That they completely forget that Jaden Daniels can run the ball too, get into that end zone for another touchdown. Just like that, we would take another win with the final score being 34-17. Hey, man, we looking real good and well-polished so far, I can't lie. I finished the game with 154 rushing yards off of 17 attempts and 3 total touchdowns. Week 4, and we are up against the Atlanta Falcons, ready to go 4-0. Man, we start this game off pretty slow. Meanwhile, Atlanta go up 14-0. I pick up a decent amount of yards before being hit stick. Hey, y'all boys, the Falcons came to play, man, stopping me in the backfield for a loss. But before you know it, on a 3rd and 8, going with that inside handoff, look how quick I adjust and find that open gap. Breaking off into that open field and being brought down inside the 20, man, let's go. Zach Ertz would do the rest, getting us into that end zone for our first 6 of the game. Coming back from half, the score is now 10-14, man. I don't know what it is about these guys, but everybody trying to light me up for some reason. But one thing about your boys, I'm going to get mine back. I need my revenge, man. I'm breaking off into the open field. Hey, I seen I ran a 4.32 at the combine. We finna put that to use. I'm going untouched into the end zone. Let me hit that backflip. Another big play by your boy. Score is now 17-14. We are up. Screen pass my way. I get set up with some good blocks. Find a lot of open space. I spin out of 1 tackle. Being brought down past that 30. Moving down the field, we trying to stretch that lead. Going untouched through the middle, picking up a gain of 10 before being brought down. Inside the red zone at a 2nd and 4, I'm going to take the handoff up the gut, untouched, and get into that end zone. Fourth quarter now, the score is 24-21. They cut it within 3 again. Y'all see I got a wide open seam up the middle, picking up a big gain. Last play before the 2-minute warning, I'm able to pick up a quick gain of 9. A big 3rd down play, the ball be placed in my hands. We get that 1st down with ease. But I got my mindset on 6. We picking up a huge play on the ground, but y'all see that flag, and it will be called holding on the offense. Tried to settle for the field goal, but he missed. Atlanta reclaims the lead, making it 28-24. Last play of the game, Jaden Daniels got to put it up in the air, and it gets intercepted. That's ball game. And just like that, man, we take our first loss of the season with the final score being 28-24. But I had a huge day with 185 rushing yards off of 18 attempts and 2 touchdowns. Another away game trying to get things back on track. We are up against the LA Chargers. At a 2nd and 2, I take my first handoff for the game, picking up a quick 1st down. Very next play, the ball's going to be placed right back in my hands, and this time I pick up a gain of 10. First and 10 inside the red zone. We're going straight up the middle, and I go completely untouched. Give me 6, man. Scoring my first touchdown of the game. Haven't really been able to break one yet. Late in the 2nd quarter, I'm picking up a quick gain of 5. Very next play, we looking at a lot like the first week. Coming out the backfield, it winds up getting intercepted. And to make matters worse, he gets a great return out of it. Score is now 7-3 in the 3rd quarter. I'm taking the handoff straight up the gut at a 2nd and 11 and picking up a gain of 9. Very next play at a 3rd and 2. Coach feel good about me getting that 1st down, and I do. Later that drive at a 2nd and 8, he gonna give it to me on a check down, and I grab us a quick 1st. And finally, man, y'all know it was coming sooner or later. I found an open gap in the defense. We taking off and getting to that end zone for my 2nd of the game. They go down and score, also making the score 14-9. I'm right back at it, picking up a gain of 10. Facing the third down, coming out the backfield again, he gonna look my way, deliver a dot to me, and we gonna pick up that first down plus more. A very low-scoring game for us, but we still come out on top with the final score being 14-9. I had a pretty decent game, finishing with 102 rushing yards off of 16 attempts and 2 touchdowns. So as y'all boys just seen, I'm off to a hot start my rookie season, and I'm looking forward to keeping things going in the right direction. And it's not even only me, my team is looking good too. But hopefully y'all enjoyed this episode, man. Let me know if y'all want to stay tuned in to my NFL career. Thank y'all so much for watching, especially if you made it this far, man. I appreciate you. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And with that being said, I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. Peace.